need you. I won't let you go.
You will, because I'm asking you to. Do this for me, please.
Peter Parker, our once shy and introverted teen, really turned things around post-Spider-Bite. He didn't just become Spider-Man, he also became quite the charmer, attracting a lineup of ladies as varied as his villain roster. We're talking superheroes, models, students, and yeah, even a few on the wrong side of the law. But man, Peter's love life? It's been a rocky road. Juggling a secret identity is tough, and it put a real strain on his relationships. Some of these women knew the man behind the mask, while others were kept in the dark. This secret-keeping business led to more than a few relationship hiccups. It wasn't just a fling here and there for Peter. These women were strong, impactful, and they definitely shaped his life in big ways. Each romance was its own roller coaster, full of ups, downs, and a lot of growth for both Peter and his partners. But let's face it, being Spider-Man comes with a hefty price tag, especially in the love department. Most of these relationships, despite Peter's best efforts, didn't have the happiest endings. The constant danger, the life of unpredictability that comes with being a superhero, it doesn't exactly scream stable relationship material. So in this video, we're diving into the lives of the 8 dominating and powerful women who wanted to sleep with Spider-Man. Stick around till the end and let me know who you think was Peter's most unexpected match. Alright, let's jump right in. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
In distress. You must think I'm a fool.
I think you are incredible. I only wish I really knew the woman.
Number 1. Black Cat. The love life of Peter Parker, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and the ever-mysterious Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat, has been nothing short of a roller coaster ride. Their thing began in the late 70s with a chance meeting and a kiss in The Amazing Spider-Man number 194. Sparks flew instantly between the web-slinger and the cat burglar, which started a love story that went on for decades. In The Amazing Spider-Man number 205, we find Black Cat obsessed with Spider-Man, which leads to a series of encounters filled with playful scuffles and deepening intrigue. Black Cat's charm and mystery captivate Spider-Man, but their relationship is anything but straightforward. In 1982, Black Cat reappeared in Spider-Man's life, claiming she wanted to ditch her criminal ways and join forces with Spider-Man. Their partnership blossoms into romance, but it's short-lived thanks to Black Cat's trouble sticking to the straight and narrow. By 1983, things get serious in the spectacular Spider-Man number 74. Spider-Man and Black Cat heat things up, but there's a catch. Black Cat's only into Spider-Man, not Peter Parker. This imbalance creates a rift, especially after Peter reveals his true identity to her, which leaves Felicia shocked and repulsed. Not to be outdone, Black Cat gains superpowers to keep up with her web-slinging bow, but these powers, a gift from Kingpin, put Spider-Man in danger, leading to their breakup in the spectacular Spider-Man number 100. Fast forward to Spider-Man's marriage to Mary Jane and into 2009. Black Cat re-enters Peter's life in The Amazing Spider-Man, and they rekindle their partnership, albeit in a more casual, less serious manner. Then comes another twist in Amazing Spider-Man number 677. Black Cat, after a brief romance detour with Daredevil, rejects Spider-Man's advances. This is turning out to have all the traits of a toxic relationship. 2013's Superior Spider-Man number 20 throws another curveball, with Otto Octavius in Spider-Man's body. He apprehends Black Cat, straining their relationship even further and leading to her rise in New York's criminal underworld. But by 2018, The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 5, Number 10, they mend fences, deciding to stay friends after a heart-to-heart. This newfound friendship even extends to Mary Jane, with Black Cat helping save MJ and bonding with her. In 2022, The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6, Number 11, sees Peter and Black Cat giving romance another shot, only to realize that their relationship was more about past trauma than love. Number 2. Kitty Pryde. In the Ultimate Marvel comics, Spider-Man finds a rather strange and unexpected companion in Kitty Pryde of the X-Men. Their story is a unique blend of teenage romance and superhero camaraderie, which goes beyond the norm as far as Spider-Man's relationships are concerned. This teenage love story starts when Peter, still in high school, goes through a breakup with Mary Jane. Kitty Pryde, a young X-Men member with a crush on Spider-Man, enters the screen with all the sass of the world. Their connection is is further strengthened by their shaped superhero experiences, a fresh dynamic for Peter. Yet Peter's lingering thoughts about Mary Jane cast a shadow over the budding romance. Their relationship really shines in Ultimate Spider-Man Annual #1 by Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Brooks, where friendship blossoms into romance. But it's not just love on the line, they team up to fight crime. In Ultimate Spider-Man issues 91 through 94, Deadpool makes his ultimate debut, capturing Kitty, Spidey, and the X-Men. This arc throws them into a dangerous reality show on Krakoa Island, where mutants are hunted for sport. In this high-stakes scenario, Spider-Man not only fights alongside the X-Men, but also saves his girl. Their relationship is publicly broadcast, inadvertently painting Spider-Man as a mutant ally against anti-mutant forces like the Reavers. This experience cements Spider-Man's connection with the X-Men, portraying them as the family he never knew he needed. Furthermore, they are essentially a group that truly understands the trials of living with extraordinary powers. Spider-Man's time with the X-Men, especially his bond with Kitty, shows that what he craves the most as an individual is to be understood. In their world, he doesn't need to hide his identity, his feelings, or his powers for that matter. Kitty and the X-Men offer him a sense of belonging and understanding that he struggles to find elsewhere. Despite the strong connection and potential for growth alongside the X-Men, Peter and Kitty's romance is short-lived. Why? Well, primarily due to his unresolved feelings for Mary Jane. Though brief, their relationship suggests that Spider-Man can thrive as a student at the X-Mansion, where he can further explore his abilities alongside Kitty and the X-Men. Number 3. Silk. Cindy Moon, aka Silk's connection with Spider-Man, began when a radioactive spider bit them both, giving Cindy powers like Peter's. But she got a sharper spider sense, swifter speed, and fingertip webbing. This shared origin ignites an electric, almost magnetic physical attraction between them. Yep, this time, it is more about the canoodling and the wee-wees and the hoo-hoos rather than romantic gestures and flowers. After gaining her powers, Ezekiel Sims trains her to harness them. But when the Inheritors, a family of multiverse-traveling demigods with a taste for spider totems, start hunting her, Ezekiel locks her away in a bunker for a decade. Her isolation room includes training videos and Ezekiel's messages, prepping her for a potential battle and keeping her hidden from the spider-hungry vampire folk people, or something like that. Freed by Spider-Man during the original Sin event, Cindy lashes out, believing her sacrifice and years of isolation were for naught. But amidst the anger and grief, their overwhelming physical attraction takes over, which of course leads to a passionate rooftop make-out session, nothing quite like it to be honest. The panels are a vivid illustration of how raw attraction can override reason and emotion. Their connection is so strong that even their spider senses are drawn to each other, blurring the lines between instinct and desire. But this dynamic gets complicated when they return to Peter's apartment, where Cindy's possessive outbursts towards Peter's roommate, Anna Maria, makes things awkward for all three of them. Despite the physical pull, there's a clear lack of deep emotional connection, making their interactions more of a physical dalliance than a meaningful relationship. But we knew that from the beginning. The story reaches a turning point when Cindy and Peter, after joining forces against the Inheritors, realize the necessity of distance. They remain friends, maintaining a respectful distance. Number 4. Silver Sable. Silver Sable, an assassin and the head of Silver Sable International, initially clashed with Spider-Man due to her mercenary ways. Their relationship was purely professional, but things took a romantic turn during the Ends of the Earth storyline. Here, Silver Sable confessed her feelings for Spider-Man just before sacrificing her life to save him. Silver Sable, whose real name is Sylvia Sablanova, made her debut in Amazing Spider-Man number 265. She's not your typical love interest. She's a leader of the Wild Pack, a group hunting war criminals, trained by her father in combat and espionage after her mother's murder. Spider-Man and Sable's paths crossed initially due to professional reasons, but it was their team-up against Dr. Octopus's world-threatening scheme that sparked a deeper bond. Then there's Nightcrawler, who took up the Spider-Man mantle in Uncanny Spider-Man number 2. His goal was to combat the Orcus organization and ease tensions between humans and mutants. However, his role as Spider-Man brings unexpected romantic tension, particularly with Silver Sable. Their encounter also starts with a clash, but soon evolves into something more. Number 5. Mockingbird. Spider-Man's romances are almost legendary, but his fling with Bobby Morse, aka Mockingbird, is something that really catches your attention. A workplace romance with the superhero twist doesn't get better than this relationship, which was explored in Dan Slott's run on The Amazing Spider-Man. Bobby, a genius scientist and super spy, brings brains and brawn to the table, matching Peter Parker's intellect and challenging him in ways few can. Their story begins in the New Avengers, where Mockingbird, post-Skrull invasion, teams up with Spider-Man. Later, Peter's running Parker Industries, teaming up with S.H.I.E.L.D., where Bobby steps in as a liaison. Cue globe-trotting adventures and fighting evil side by side. Sounds like a perfect setup for romance, right? But it's not all smooth web-slinging. There's Peter's failed relationship with co-worker Lian Tang, a designer turned Zodiac agent. Mockingbird enters the scene after Peter's run with Tang, and their flirtation ignites amidst superhero duties, fighting the good fight by day, playful banter by night. Their relationship isn't just about shared superheroics, as Mockingbird is Peter's equal in the field and beyond. Unlike his past flings with Black Cat and Silk, Bobby cares for both Spider-Man and Peter Parker. She's there for him through thick and thin, whether it's grabbing coffee with friends or supporting Aunt May. But as exciting as office romances are, they're tricky. Bobby's career takes a hit because of their relationship with Peter. From resigning from S.H.I.E.L.D. to losing jobs due to Spider-Man's shenanigans, things do not really work well for her. Number 6. Carol Danvers. Spider-Man and Captain Marvel, two titans of the Marvel Universe, ventured into uncharted territory when they went from being friends to potential lovers. It's a risky move even for superheroes, and if I'm being honest, their story feels like a classic what-if scenario. These two have been allies on various teams, including the New Avengers, sharing battles and secrets alike. It's a friendship forged in fire, but what happens when they try to add romance to the mix? Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, has had a storied superhero career, from Miss Marvel to Binary, Warbird, and finally Captain Marvel. Peter Parker, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, isn't a stranger to romance either, but as we have seen so far, his love life is often as tangled as his webs. Having said that, despite being notoriously bad at juggling dating and superhero duties, Peter still manages to charm. The turning point comes post-CIA fight when Peter, in a burst of courage or recklessness depending on your take, asks Carol out. It's a leap of faith, an attempt to turn a solid friendship into something more. Carol, after a classic comic book style resurrection, honors her agreement for a date. Their date, however, is as awkward as it gets. They struggle with small talk, filling the air with long pauses. It's clear that their camaraderie doesn't seamlessly translate into romance. The date, punctuated by superhero action and a shared love for junk food, ends on a sweet yet uncertain note. They both sense the potential for something more, yet it's just out of reach. They continue to fight alongside each other, with Carol even revealing her complicated feelings for Peter, but it's clear that they're destined to just be friends. Super friend zone, everyone! Number 7. Emma Frost. In the Marvel Adventures Spider-Man number 53, Emma Frost, aka the White Queen, known for her ice-cold manipulative tendencies, crosses paths with Peter Parker. In this alternate universe, Emma is a teen rebel, using her telepathic powers for personal gain. Think fancy clothes and bling. Despite her wayward ways, she craves genuine connections, leading her to befriend Sophia Sandoval, a fellow mutant with the ability to communicate with animals. Emma's life takes a turn when she and Sophia are saved from a potentially fatal accident by Peter Parker. She soon discovers that he is in fact Spider-Man. Intrigued, she manipulates events so Sophia transfers to Peter's school, leading to Sophia and Peter dating thanks to her interference. But Emma can't shake their old habits. She returns to her life of crime and becomes the Silencer, a villain who uses her telepathic abilities to commit crimes unnoticed. Because of Emma, Peter and Sophia's relationship meets a major hurdle. However, the couple reconciles, but Emma makes her forget everything. Sophia, with the help of her animal friends, regains her memories and confronts Emma. Later, Sophia uses her animal allies, immune to Emma's powers, to defeat her. When cornered, Emma confesses that her actions were driven by jealousy and a crush on Peter. Emma's story doesn't end there. She reappears to rescue an injured Spider-Man from Dr. Octopus, even sharing a kiss with Peter before willingly returning to jail. Eventually, she strikes a deal with the authorities and joins forces with Sophia and Spider-Man. Number 8. Rogue. Learning that he is turning into some kind of weird mutant, Spider-Man seeks Professor X's expertise at the Xavier Mansion. His arrival is anything but smooth as he inadvertently falls into a trapdoor and gets restrained. The X-Men, led by Rogue, confront him. Spider-Man remains tight-lipped about his visit. Rogue attempts to charm information out of Spider-Man, but to no avail. He escapes and inadvertently activates the Danger Room Sentinels. Jean Grey deactivates the Danger Room, leading to Spider-Man's conversation with Professor X, who informs him that the goal is not to cure mutants, but to help them accept their nature. Disappointed, Spider-Man departs. The story then shifts to New York City, under threat from Herbert Landon, now a giant mutant. Rogue, piloting the Blackbird, heads to the scene. She rescues a helicopter from Landon's grasp, but is struck down, only to be saved by Spider-Man. Together with the X-Men, Spider-Man devises a plan to defeat Landon by draining his electrical energy using the Blackbird's equipment, preventing Landon from touching the ground. The story concludes with the X-Men, including Rogue, expressing gratitude to Spider-Man before returning to their mansion. And well, the two of them share a kiss. Marvelous verdict. Alright, wrapping this up, Spider-Man's love life. It's as twisty and turny as his battles with villains. Peter Parker, our favorite web-slinging hero, has surprisingly been quite the ladies' man. His dating roster is as varied as his enemies, from fierce and independent women to those with a bit of a dark side. Peter's had them all. But let's be real, none of these romances were ever gonna stick for long. Each of these fantastic women brought something unique to Peter's life, shaping his journey in more ways than one. They weren't just arm candy. They had their own intense kick-butt stories. And hey, they sure left their mark in the Spider-Man saga. Do you think I missed out on any of Spidey's flames? Drop a comment and let me know. And I'm curious, which of Spidey's relationships did you find the most out there? Let's chat about them in the comments. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
Name's Rogue, Sugar. You seem kind of cute in a creepy sort of way. Maybe y'all will tell me what you have.